job. I know you control the kids, but it's not a friend. It is an enemy.
Yes.
Because we already know that the scripture says that anger rests in the bosom of a fool. So not only are you angry, but you're a fool.
Angry fool.
The Bible says soft word turns away wrath. Not a loud one. we got Tarzan and us, don't we? We coming out. Oh, we swinging from tree to tree. Let me hear it move on. I know because I've been there, y'all. I'm laughing at myself. I ain't laughing at nobody. I've been there. I hate it too. My dad used to always say, "You always up there talking about the Moffett," because I hate it. I love you, Dad, but I hate the stuff that's falling from your tree. You get what I'm saying? I don't want it in my house. Amen. Keep it on your side of the fence. But we need to know that we need to be restorers of one another. We're not here to keep record of who's at fault. We are here to cover one another because we recognize the way and the work of God. The way of God is grace, and the work of God is mercy. Grace and mercy must kiss in a place. If we're going to get to the place where we're going to recover on a collective basis, where people are no longer going to lose dignity, where people are no longer going to lose momentum or significance in a church, we must operate by the way and work of God, which is the way of God is grace and the work of God is mercy. We need to be able to say his tender mercy is over all his works, not just because you've been found out, over all his work. I know you've been successful for 20 plus years, but I'm here to tell you it's over all his works. You ain't done no wrong, but it's over all his works. So the greatest thing we could do is dig up the treasure of God that's in a person, what they were created to be. So that's what we need to do. We need to look at them and say, man, God didn't create you to be that way. Yes. You ain't supposed to be upset, mean, and nasty, and ugly. That ain't you. Yeah. You're supposed to be jovial and happy. You ain't supposed to be so nearsighted. You're not supposed to be estranged in your whole persona. You get what I'm saying? No. That don't belong to us. We've been created in a new creation, man. There's a dichotomy in Colossians 3. It shows you the old man and the new man. And my goal in life is the fruit of the new man. Come on. You get what I'm saying? That should be our goal. So we have to stop it. And I'm even learning, God is chastising me and trying to get me to understand that I can't. He told me something. This is what he just told me. He said, don't know people by their struggle, know them by their purpose. Yes. So so he's showing me that what tree you going to eat from? You're going to there's two trees. You got a choice. You're going to go to life or you're going to go to the tree of knowledge of good and evil. You're going to do sin and death over here, full of judgment and cynicism, or you're going to go over here and you're going to work in grace and in mercy. That you're going to have the attitude that you want to bring them and restore them. You got to make yourself of no reputation. If you're going to walk out Galatians 6:1, you got to make yourself of no reputation. Because it's never about who's right, it's what's right. Yes. When you start getting about who's right and back and forth, sometimes I have to lean away because sometimes I'm trying to bring wisdom and people are trying to justify themselves and I got to go. I'm sorry. I can't do it because I can't change it. Because the TAR principle, you got to be teachable. You got to be, and teachable is part of being transparent. Yes. Then you got to be accountable to the information that you're getting. And then the responsibility don't come because you heard it. The responsibility comes because you've taken it and applied it to your life. It becomes your necessary food. And you're heading in the direction where wisdom has proclaimed. So that you can recover. Because you got to understand, every facet in our life, every season in our life is a season of recovery. Yes. Everything. That's what we're doing. We were maimed by sin. We were enemies to God. Our inheritance was an enemy to us by the works that was in our minds. Amen. Colossians 1 and 21 and 23, right? So them thoughts that are persistent, that's nagging, that's driving, that has, and the more you tolerate it, the louder it gets. Those are enemies. It's not the voice of the shepherd. It could be the voice of rejection, voice of hurt. It could be a lot of different things. You got to understand, we've been exposed to some forces that were incorrect. Amen? Yes. And we have to trust God. Only God. Am I right? Only God can take that which is crooked and make it straight. Only He can change the leopard, make it a leopard skin, or Ethiopian his skin color, and a leopard from his spots. That's what Job said. Only God can do it. And sometimes we have expectation on leaders that we're God. I'm not God. I'm still working on my salvation with you. And sometimes distance is not a curse. Because while you're in a season, I'm growing too. And sometimes things don't mesh. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I know we don't get a pass. Y'all get the pass. I mean, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can zone out anytime. I can't zone out. I gotta be on guard all the time. I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be on point. So there's a certain expectation that's on me consistently. I'm a hybrid man. I got humanity and divinity. And I have to lean into God and let Him take over, like it says,